So I was in a team that took part in the AirWiggles sound design showdown, and during one of the rounds my team had this prompt. A giant menacing creature gets polymorphed into a tiny harmless one. And we created this sound.
Shoot this ray. Firing.
Luke came up with a really cool story behind this sound. Becky focused on the mechanical and sci-fi layers, and I focused on the creature sounds. I'm going to break down how the polymorphing sounds were created. A lot of the vocalizations for this were using Melda's Morph plugin, which basically takes two sound signals, like A and B, and then you can blend between the two. So moving the slider makes one of the two more prominent. So it's clear that it starts off with a big Godzilla-like creature that turns into a tiny dog. And when reading the prompt, we didn't want to treat it like an immediate transformation. We didn't want it to be over in an instant. We wanted to try and tell a story through the polymorphing process. And I really wanted to emphasize how much this monster was resisting changing into a tiny dog. To do this, I took some aggressive monster sounds and I spaced them out in terms of which one I thought were more aggressive. So on the left is more aggressive, and then to the right is less aggressive. I then grabbed a bunch of dog samples from different breeds of dog. And much like the big monster sounds, I made the more aggressive ones on the left, and then as it goes on, it becomes less aggressive. The reason that we went from aggressive to less aggressive is because of the transformation process. So a lot of that was kind of shown through the Morph plugin. So if you look at the automation on the Morph plugin here, you can see that it's going up and down quite a lot. That's because it's swapping between A and B. So I try to lay out the automation as if it's telling a story. So this is me basically demonstrating its resistance. And to me, I thought the monster would be really resisting changing into anything else. But if it had to change, it would like to still be some form of aggressive beast. So it would like to be a more aggressive dog. But as it goes on, it kind of gives up. So let's have a listen to how the automation plays a part here. So as you can see, it starts off really resisting the change. It's starting to understand its fate here, so it's really trying to resist it further. And then it starts to give up by the third one. And then in the master project, this is where you can see it actually turns into a tiny dog. So in there, yeah, we've got a really small dog whining, and then basically just a long grumble from this monster as it kind of realizes its fate. And then just for comedic effect, there's a tiny little suction pop sound in here, just to demonstrate that it's fully turned into a tiny dog. And then for the physical sound of the body getting smaller, it's a load of rubber friction sounds and sort of gory stretching sounds just layered together. And to kind of give a sense of movement, we have frequency shifter and tape stop starting and stopping to kind of give that sense of movement. So when you layer together all of our hard work, this is what we came up with.
Shoot this ray. Firing.